how you doing? It's Jeff Sinker from SkypeGuitarLessonsOnline.com, bringing you another Def Leppard track to learn, and what a cracker it is. 1987, Hysteria was released, and this is the opening track, Woman. Wonderful, wonderful song. I really know you're going to enjoy learning how to play all the various parts, including the guitar solo. I do have the backing track that you heard at the beginning that you can download with the link below. But if you do enjoy this, you've never been to this channel before and you really like this lesson, don't forget, click on that subscribe button, click on the bell, and that way you'll be notified whenever I'm posting new lessons to the channel. Well, I'm going to shut up. Let's get on with the lesson. And you know the score, don't go away.
Preview.
So the song starts off with that big kind of swirling sound created from the studio. And then we've got this first riff. So I'll play it through and then I'll just quickly break it down. Quite simple. I've got some delay on there just to fatten it out. I'll just switch the delay off while I just play through. But we're playing here, we start off on D2, and then we are going to do a quarter bend on G4. Back down to G4. So we bend up, back down. So we get. Then we repeat back on D2. Going to that G4, quarter bend, back to G4, and finishing up on G2. Now, the next stage, there are two guitars. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you how to play the rhythm guitar behind what the lead guitar is doing. So once that sound has started, we get these set of power chords coming through. There we go. So again, let me show you this. We start off with an E5 up here on 7th fret. So we're playing 7, A, and then we're going to be playing 9 on the D and 9 on the G. And the first one, it's a quick stab. And then we continue through the bar until we get to the upbeat on the 4 count. So we're getting this 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's going to a C5. So we're playing that 3, 5, 5, moving up to a D5. Now the next progression, we allow that E chord to ring out. So we get this 2, 3, 4. Then we get this little, what I'm playing now, I've got a D2, open G string and B3. We just pick down, repeat again, and then I'm going to move my first finger down to G2, leaving the D string open, and we just strum down through that chord. And next up we got this wonderful line by Phil Collin. So I'm just going to play through quickly and then I'll show you. Now he plays that over each one of them progressions, so if you get this chord. Now when he's playing that chord, that note there, that's when you're on that C5. So I'm starting off here from a G9, sliding up to G17, and then to a G16, and repeat, and then we're going to finish the line off on G14. Of course, he plays that 3 times over that progression. And then we back to that. And then we've got this little dive bomb. Finishes that open section. Now from there, we are predominantly just on the bass guitar. Now on the album, they used to do it live, not so much now. I don't know if it's actually played through a kind of adapt tape, just playing in the background. But it was done on a synthesizer. So you kind of, the sound didn't sound like a bass, obviously it's been playing on a bass synthesizer. But you get this. And it's just on the E string, and he's just going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2 and 4, with Joe Elliott singing over the top of that. Now, there are some little incidental parts, more so on the live versions when they play on this. But there's nothing really significant other than just playing 12s. He does a 12 on the G. And again, he's got a few volumes fills that he's just bringing in. Another one that he will play across is again on the E. So he's just really looking for the E's and also the G's. That he's just playing in the background with a bit of a volume swell coming through, and then just dive bombing them. Now, we've got a double verse throw where he can repeat right on that bass line. The really first significant one that you get, he's playing. Now, what I'm doing there, I'm just playing 7 on the G, I'm playing 10 on the B, and I've got an open E string. And again, a little bit of vibrato just to bring that in. Now the back end of that, we get this real kind of standout, the first kind of one that really chugs along. He starts off on the E note, which is on the 7th fret, on the A string. And he starts off very muted. And he just builds that up on that 7th fret. Now all of that is still over that E on that bass. Now we come into a line that he plays at the back end of this, and each again used in the 2nd verse. So he starts off and he gets this. I'll just play it through. Now what I'm doing there, I'm on the G and the B string, and I'm playing 7 on the G, and I'm playing 8 on the B, and then I go to 7, 7, G and B, and I go 5, 5 on G and B again, and then 4, 5, G and B, and repeat. Now, I'm not driving that too hard on there, I'm just kind of backing off a little bit on the guitar. And you could turn down your pickup if you want us to bring it through. But I'm just not kind of driving it when I'm playing. Now from there we get this little line. Now that is the pre-build to the chorus line. Again, let me just show you what I'm playing here. I start it off, I keep my finger on G5, and I'm putting my little finger on B8, and I'm moving from the B8 to the B7. And then I move up, keeping that finger on the 8, and I'm going to be playing 7 on the G, 8 on the B. So I've got this 8 on the B, travelling back to the double stop 7, 7 on the G and B. So it's 2 on each, and then I repeat it again. And then I've got a slide that takes me down into the main chorus. So let's just go through the chorus. So we started off on 3rd fret on the low E string, playing that and putting a little bit of like 1/4 inch bend, going to that open E5 chord. Then I'm chugging away on the E. You get. So what am I doing there? So let me just show you what I'm doing there. So we do an E with a slight bend going on to so we start off on G3 with a 1/4 tone bend going to an open E string. So you get this. Then we go back to this G, we go back to the G note, 3rd fret on the E string. Then we do this E. So we go from a 3 to 5. Followed up by a C5 to a D5, then back again. Then we back into that introduction. Over that. Once we finish that, going through that cycle again, then it goes back to the bass. Now the chorus this time only goes one line through, and we go back to repeating that. Then we got this. Back into a chorus. Coming out of chorus number 2, we've just got this little link that takes us into the chord sequence through the first guitar solo. So I'm just going to play you this quick linkage. So I'm going to start off on a C5, and I'm then just going to move my first finger down. I'm going to keep this little finger here on 5 fret on the D, just going to move that down to 2, and then back up to 3. Then I go to an A5. Then I'm on 3rd fret of the E string to an E5, playing open and 2nd. And then I just repeat that first one. Now we are into the first guitar solo. Now I'm going to show you the chords behind this as well, because they're great fun to play. The same in the second one as well. So let me just go through the chord sequence that is played through the first guitar solo. So we start off on an E5 twice, switching across to the A string 2 and a D string 5, and I go 2, up to 3, moving up to a D5, back down to a C5. Then we got 2 more on the C. Then we get this. So I'm playing 2 on the E string, G5, 3 and 5, bringing that finger down to the 2nd fret on the E, to an E5, up to a D5. Then we got another D5. And then we repeat that. This time we're going to go, instead of going to the D5, we're going to go to the C5. Up to the D5. And then we repeat. And through that section, that's what is just the singing and just the stomping of the beats going through on that. Then we come back out of that. So now let's look at the guitar solo played over that chord progression. So I'll play it through and then we'll break it down. What are we playing now? We start off with a full tone bend on 15th fret. We're going to play that 3 times. Back down to 15. Crossing over to 14 on the high E. To 13 on the B. That's phrase number 1. Then we're going to slide into B17. Crossing over to 15E, 17E to B15. Then we slide up to B17 and we're just going to go 17, 20 on the B, 17, 20 on the high E with a full tone bend. Then we go up to 22, do a full tone bend, a quick one. And then we got this little rundown. Now, I've seen him do this on the whammy bar. To be honest, I've not figured out exactly what he's doing on this. But note-wise, we're playing this line here. But he's got this kind of whammy bar depression that he's doing in it. But if you just want to play it the way I do it, I'm just going to play the nose. So I'm just going to start off here. We're on 16 on the G, crossing over to 17 on the B, back to 16 on the G, to 16 on the G on the B, and I got 2 on the 15 on the G, crossing back to 16 on the B, then on 14 on the G. Then I got to slide up to B15, finishing on G12. So again, from there I go back to G14 to G12. And I got D14 to G12 to B15 to G14. Then I've got a full tone bend on 14. Then I've got this little run up here that I'm going to do on A14 to D12, D14, D16. Then I've got G12, B12, and then I got a full tone bend on B15. And that's the end of the first guitar solo. Coming out of the solo, we then go back to 4 bars of the bass. Then we go back to this section. Into another chorus. When we come out of the chorus, then we're heading into the final guitar solo number 2. So what I'm going to do now is go through the sequence leading into the guitar solo and the chords through the guitar solo. There's quite a lot going on in there, so I'm just going to break it down stage by stage and go through it nice and easy for you. Of course, you can also follow this all on the tablature, which I will be including. We start off with this line. So I'm just playing open E to 3 with a little bend on it and back to open. And then I go into this C5 chord, which is 3 on the A, 5 on the D. And then we pick up the line on that. So we get this. So we start off with playing an open E string to 3 on the E with a little bend and then back to an E5. From there we go to a C5 and we continue on the C5, going across to a D5. Now we get into this chord sequence. Start off with a B flat 5, lifting the first finger to give you an open string, back to the B flat 5, moving up to the C5, open string on the first finger, put the finger back down and then finishing up on a D5. And then we stay on this D5 and we repeat. Now we're going to keep this kind of idea that we've got of the shifting down one note. We go up to an E flat, so I'm playing 6 on the A and 8 on the B, and I'm going to do the same when I'm going to move down that first finger. So I'm playing 6, 5, 6, and then I'm going to move down to B flat, so I'm just moving the fingers down to 6 on the B and 8 on the B on the A string. Let me go through that nice and slowly. And that move there is taking me to an F, so I'm on 8 on the A and 10 on the D string. And we stay on that for the remainder of the bar. Now we're going to move down to a C5 again. So I'm playing 3 on the A, 5 on the D, and I do that movement again. Moving across this time, so I do that to a G5, where I'm on 5 on the D and 7 on the B. I do the same movement down, so I'm going to 4 on the D, and then jumping down to the D flat. So I'm just going the string above it with both fingers. And I'll really stay on that for the remainder of the bar. Then I go back to this 6th position, this E flat. Now this is where it starts to get a little bit busy, because we kind of halving the movement that we was doing before in each chord. So I get this. So I'm doing this B flat, down 1 fret, back, then down to the B flat, backwards. Then I move across to this F on the A string, so I'm on 8 and 10. And instead of staying on that, we do this. So I'm doing F, finger down, back to the F, then I move down to the C, so I'm on 8 and 10 on the E, finger down, finger back, so I'm doing 8, 7, 8, up to 10 on the A, and 12 on the D, and I do the same thing again. So I'm doing 10, 9, 10. Then I'm going to slide all the way down to 5 on the A, so I'm 5 and 7. And I do 5, 4, 7. And then I do that power. Hold that chord. And then we've got this moving up to the E5, so I'm just moving 2 frets. I'm just going to play that last one through again nice and slowly so you can see that last kind of quick fire movement. And another guitar then. We'll do a nice dive bomb on that. So now let's look at the solo that's played over the top of that. Right, quite a bit to cover here. Let me just break it down stage by stage. I'm going to turn the delay off just so you can hear it a little bit clearer. We start off with this. So it's just we're just playing 12 on the high E, 15 on the B string, and we're just bending that 15 up so we get the same pitch. And then bend it down again. Then we got this line up where I'm playing 14 on the A to 15, to 12 on the D, 14D, 15D, 12G, 14G, and then I've got this series of bends. So I'm playing 13 full tone bend, back to 13, 14 on the G, then we do a 13 with a 13 bend afterwards. We go and repeat that again, so we do that 13 bend, 14 on the G, and then we go 15 on the B, full tone bend, back to 15. Then we got one more on the 15, then we got this little line. So as I come out of that last one, and then, so I'm doing 10, 12B, 10B, then I do 12G with a full tone bend and then release. So we're finishing up on the 10. Next phrase. So I'm playing 16, 15 on the B. Going down to 14. 16, 15, 16, 15 to 14, sorry, 15 on the G. Then I've got 13, 14 crossing over to the high 13. And then we do this between 13, doing this double stomp. Next part. So what I'm doing, I'm sliding up to 17. So slide 17B, cross to 15 on the high E, back to 17 on the B, and then you've got this double stop on 15B and 15E. And then I'm going to do 14 on the high E to 15. And then I go down to 10 on a double stop. Now a lot of these are all double stops from this point in. Again. So I'm just staying on that 10 from there. Then I move up to, one fret to 11. So I do 11, 11 and then 10, 11. 10 being on the E. Then I just slide up from 7. 7 double stop to 13 double stop on the 2 string. And then I do 13 and 12 on the E. Then I move up to 15 double stop. So 15 and then 14, 15. And then I'm going to finish on that 15th fret on the E. And then I follow what the guitars are doing on the rhythm. And then a bend up, full tone bend. Then low E string. Dive bomb, coming back to a D5. And then we got the root out, which is just 3 on the low E, 2 open E, and then I do an E, go into an E5, and then we finish up with this chord. And again, if you can back off the volume a bit, make it nice and clean. What I'm doing there, I'm holding down, you can see this as C add 9, but he's not finishing the chord off because he's using an open string, but you're playing 3, second finger plays 3 on the A, first finger plays 2 on the D, open G, and then 3 on the D string and an open E. That's the end of the sections for Woman by Def Leppard. And I have included the tablature for this so you can follow it through. And I'm also going to include a link that you can go to my Patreon channel where you can download the entire backing track for this so you can practice the various parts along with it. So I do hope you've enjoyed this lesson, and if you have, don't forget just to click on, I appreciate if you clicked on the subscribe button, and don't forget to click the bell. That way you'll be told whenever I post any new stuff out on my YouTube channel. But I always appreciate your support, so do subscribe and you'll be then notified whenever I'm posting a new song, which is about twice every week now. So the more support I get, the more it encourages me to get some more songs out there. And I love your comments. I love these ideas for new songs. So keep them coming in as well. Anyway, I'm going to let you go and let you start practicing these parts to Woman. Let you have some fun with that. But until the next time, this is Jeff Sinker from SkypeGuitarLessonsOnline.com. I'm wishing you well, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Until then, goodbye.